With time running out, it was all hands on deck.
We're all just out there trying to do what we can. Local business owner, we've got local homeowners around here that are preparing for the worst.
People rushed to fill sandbags, trash bags, whatever they could find, because Barry packs a punch.
We are looking at 10 to 20 inches of rain, with some areas possibly receiving 25 inches, depending upon the storm track.
That's bad news for a city that's already seen flash flooding this week. The ground is saturated and there's nowhere for the water to drain. The Mississippi River is already running high, almost 5 meters yesterday morning. Barry will push it even higher to nearly 6 meters, just below the levees that protect the city.
We are staying tight in communications and coordination with our local, state, and federal partners.
Still, Barry could be the biggest test since Katrina, a Category 5 storm that broke the levees and devastated 80% of the city. It was deemed the costliest disaster in U.S. history. Hundreds of people died. Since then, the levees have been updated and there are more flood protections in place, but the memories of 2005 weigh heavy on those who lived through it.
I think after the Katrina situation, we had Gustav, and they did a much better job at getting people up and getting people out and securing the city, and I think that was a lesson learned. I'm concerned, however, that they've gotten complacent.
Officials have been working all day to close the floodgates along the river. The president has already approved a state of emergency, and about 3,000 National Guard troops, along with emergency responders, are ready to move in. Now, all that's left to do is wait.
And Jacqueline, you arrived there just a few hours ago. What's it like tonight?
Well, Ian, it's been raining on and off, but it is pretty calm right now. And we wanted to show you the Mississippi River and those water levels that we've been talking about, but it's behind these flood walls that stretch along the river. And now that all of these floodgates are closed, we can't get to the other side. But it's those walls that are protecting this area and all of the people here. And we are still seeing people walking and driving on the streets, even though officials have urged everyone to stock up on everything they need and then go home and shelter in place so that they're ready for whatever tonight brings. Ian?
All right, Jacqueline, thank you. And let's bring in our CBC meteorologist, Brett Soderholm. And Brett, you've been tracking this storm all day. Tell us what is likely next.
Well, over the next 12 hours, we're expecting the formal landfall of either tropical storm or Hurricane Barry. The wind speeds are what determine whether or not it will be making landfall as either one of those. But beside that, the winds really are not the primary concern. In fact, it is just going to be the rain. And we are looking at impressive rainfall totals here. We're looking at anywhere between 50 and 100 millimeters of rain an hour, falling over much of the state and also the neighboring state of Mississippi, which could potentially be bringing upwards of 600 millimeters of rain over the next 48 hours throughout the Mississippi River Valley.
And let's talk a little bit more about what it is that makes Barry so dangerous.
Yeah, primarily Barry is a very slow-moving system. So what that means is when it stays in place over one area for an extended period of time, it has the potential to bring a prolonged rain event. And when I was talking about rainfall totals up to about 600 millimeters in total, this could be exceeded if it stays in place for a little bit longer. The main compounding factor here is that as Barry travels farther north, it's going to mirror the path taken by the Mississippi River. All of that rain is going to inevitably drain into the Mississippi River, and that is going to be cresting potentially over 20 feet by the time it reaches back down to the Gulf of Mexico.
Okay, Brett, thank you very much.
You're welcome.